Hey, Tuesday night, Total Schmidt Show. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Schmidt Show. You're welcome. Hey, there you go. Sorry for the look. It's another intro inside a dingy cabin. I apologize, but I'm under a time crunch, and this is the quickest way for me to get the video done and get it up the day before, like I'm supposed to. Thank you for tuning in to Total Schmidt Show. If you're listening to the show, you've probably listened before. You know that I stutter and swallow my words quite a bit. Do me a favor, subscribe to the podcast if you're listening. It really helps me. If you like conversation with live entertainers, that's pretty much what the show's all about. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably watching the short clip. Thank you. Give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. The best thing to do is go to my website, subscribe to that. You can get free packages, all kinds of free content, and you can have a paid content where you get the full video option of this podcast. You get to see it all. It's only $2 a month. That's incredible. It's 50 cents an episode. That's amazing if you break it down. Also, if you're listening or if you just want to listen, you can always listen for free on all different platforms all over the world. I'm reaching the end of my Alaskan season. I've got one more Alaska run up here, and I'm going to do something different, I think, for that podcast later in September. But this one, I'm on the Celebrity Summit again with my friend Karen Granger, who was on an episode a few weeks ago, and with Jason Ostrowski, who I just met this week and who's on the show this week. He's got a cool background, actually, live musical theater, and he's got an acting reel. He's done some TV, some film. But he does a Elton John tribute show, which I haven't seen live yet. I'll see it tomorrow night, or the next night. But there's a ton of footage of him online. And he's great. He's got a beautiful voice, a great voice. People, his whole life, he tells some cool stories, how he looks like a young Elton John, and he never figured it out till later in life. But anyway, he's been touring, doing the show, and it's the clips I've seen are fantastic. I can't wait to see it live. The conversation was awesome. I actually lost 30 minutes of this podcast somewhere that I'll hopefully be able to recreate somewhere someday. But even without it, it's over an hour long. It's a great conversation with Jason about his career, his traveling, and some really cool stuff about how he started out. It was a great podcast. It was one of the best ones I've done in a while. So sit back and enjoy my conversation with my new friend, Jason Ostrowski. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Such a quick turnaround, less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then suddenly we're recording a podcast. I'm looking forward to it, man. How long are you on for, 2 weeks?
I'm on for 2 weeks, yeah. I get off next week in Seward.
Oh, God, you do that Seward travel, right? We were talking about
Yeah,
it.
and then yeah.
Right,
and then I'll be doing a shift at the Anchorage Airport for 11 hours.
A shift?
Once I get there, so.
You got your loading bags or something?
That's what I'm doing. I'll be your bellboy.
Sure, good
Porter.
for you, man. Yeah, well, you got to make a buck.
That's right.
Where are you based?
I'm out of Rochester, New York. I lived in New York City a long time, but I moved to Rochester during the pandemic, and then it wasn't worth it to pay rent down there doing this kind of thing.
Well, New York is crazy.
Yeah, very.
First of all, but yeah, you're right. I'm doing a similar thing in LA. I'm leaving next year.
You're leaving Pink's Hot Dogs. How could you?
I'm from Chicago. Don't talk about
okay,
Pink's
all right.
Hot Dogs.
Fair enough.
Start that debate. Again, the good thing about Chicago hot dogs is they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere in Chicago, any hot dog joint you go to is kind of a good hot dog, usually.
Have you had the hot dogs in Iceland?
No.
They're delicious. They have hot dogs everywhere there.
Really?
And in Greenland, I don't know how we got on hot dogs, but I love hot dogs. In Greenland, they make a musk ox hot dog, which...
I'm a sucker for a sausage or a hot dog.
Well, try if you go to Greenland, it's local muskox.
I'll do it. I try it every single time. It's one of the reasons I like doing the Australian cruise.
Oh yeah.
They changed the buffet to have more Australian type food, and they had tons of meat pies and all kinds.
Oh,
of
those are
snacks
so good.
That stuff. Oh man. So I got into that, and then flying through Germany, they have hot dog joints all over Germany. The airport. Yeah.
I got to get there.
And I'll get it every time. And they're terrible for you. It's the worst.
Oh yeah.
It's every shitty.
I saw The Great Outdoors. I know what they're made of.
Yeah. Yeah, but every time I'm like, I got to try that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's one night on here that they'll do. I can't know what night. Maybe it's a German night or something. But they'll have brats, knockwurst, a whole cutting board.
Oh yeah, they. Can I tell a story about that?
Yeah, I went up. Anything you tell that doesn't seem right, I can always edit out later.
Okay, I went up there one night, one of my first nights, and they had that going on. And I said, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" And the chef, without any sense, I think, of what he was saying, said, "It's a sausage party." And I just thought, well, there's a different way you want to say that.
Did you call him on it?
No, I just chuckled and nodded. And
you should have politely explained to him what sausage party means.
No, why ruin the fun for the other guests? Why?
That's
no.
You just walk around and everyone, welcome to sausage party.
It's sausage party. Yeah.
Guys, you're slowly walking away. I don't know if I want to eat up here today.
They were good though.
That's hilarious. So yeah, you're not until last night. That's weird. It's better than the first night, though.
Yeah, well, I don't mind the first night, except I get called Elton John all week. So
do you really?
I have anonymity now. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah.
good.
I don't pretend to be Elton in my show. You know, I just look like the guy.
Right. It's kind of cool that we were talking about that with Karen because she's on tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've never seen her show.
Oh my God,
I'm so excited. Yeah.
She's so much fun. Like her show is just her show's like Karen. It's
yeah.
like a fun show, and. She changed her closer last time we worked. We talked about it during the podcast, and we'll see how she does tonight. Last time she changed her closer to, damn it, Hallelujah.
Oh, nice.
Which is a phenomenal. I mean, it's a great closer. You know what I mean? Before and the show before she did Jailhouse Rock.
Another great tune.
It is a great tune, but then Hallelujah has kind of got a feel to it that the crowd. It's just it's just and it's so she does it. What do you call it? She's got a different, a little bit of a different arrangement.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it's great. It's perfect song. It's beautiful. She does it really well. But she does some stuff that's pretty cool. You just watch it, you'll see it.
Oh, I will. I can't wait.
That I love. That's just great.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's great. So it'll be fun. How long? Now you mentioned before. I saw you were on Bull.
Yeah.
By the way. That's kind of cool.
I did one episode, just the first season.
Okay.
It was very cool. It was the hottest day ever in Yonkers, New York, shooting
so you
outside.
Were really sweaty. All right.
Oh yeah, I felt bad. I had to pee. It was the first time I had done a big TV show. Like I had done some other ones, but that was like big budget.
CBS, yeah, it was his big run after NCIS.
Spielberg was a producer on it. It's Dr. Phil's show. Like it was huge. And I had this PA follow me all day with an umbrella over me. And like wiping sweat. I was like, I really don't need that, sir. Like, but that was his job, and I hated it.
Yeah. Well, someone told me this is a true story because I've had it before. Where you tell people, I can got this, I'm good.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you don't understand. If I don't do this, I don't have a job.
Yep.
Like I did Bones, and I had a stuntman. I did a bunch of stuff in Bones.
Oh, cool.
But I did all of it. In fact, I got hurt. I hurt myself doing a stunt. But the whole time he was there, he's like, "Dude, I gotta be here." I'm like, "But
they let you do it? That's surprising. They let you do the stunts."
Well, it wasn't a lot of heavy stuff. I was surprised they brought him in. The one was I got shot, and then I fly back, and that's the one I hurt myself on. And
of course,
I heard that during rehearsal, which I don't know who read what wrong, but I got a really bad concussion from it.
Wow.
But the rest of it, because I kidnap her and then chase her through the hospital, and I'm throwing shells and shit, and that's what the guy was there for. And I was like,
that's exciting stuff, man.
It was really cool, and I was all worked up. And the same thing when I did Southland, it was a little different. They had a stuntman for that. That show was intense.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
The
DP on that show was nuts. Their theory was just we shot a riot, and I started a riot by shooting a kid, and it was a whole thing.
Whoa.
But it was all high energy. It was so intense. It was like after every scene, all the actors they go cut, and we'd be sitting there and going Like every single actor, because it was just
You were in it, method.
he was, and they were everywhere with cameras. That was their style. They were red.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that show. That was a great show.
And they were running around shooting everything, and they didn't care about swearing, dialogue. Just say whatever you want, hit these beats, and keep going. And it's full speed and just chaos.
Wow. I had a stuntman once. I did this comedy called The Detour, Jason Jones.
Okay.
And it was the first episode of the second season, and they ended up rewriting the whole episode and refilming it because the network didn't like it. It sucked because it was the only but I had a stuntman because I played a cop, and it was the same stuntman that's Daredevil on net. And I was like, have you looked at me and looked at my stunt double?
Dude, I did a short that's online now. It's called Heart of Gold. It's just a short. It's 12 minutes long. But I'm an assassin, and it's me fighting through most of it.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But this wasn't long ago. This was, I was still 50-something. But I remember a couple things. One, our stunt coordinator was the guy that worked on Game of Thrones, and he was deep. He was and he had done all the John Wicks.
Oh wow!
At that
There's
point,
nothing but fights.
He was in the process of doing 3. You know what I mean? So, but he was good. I mean, he was really good.
Wow.
But I thought I was gonna die. I mean, I thought it was like. I mean, it's heavy. If you look, it's a fight scene where I beat up the shit out of like 8 guys and kill a bunch of guys and stuff, and a bunch of stuff happens. But I remember reading an article with Liam Neeson, and he was talking about. He was like, I never wanted to be an action star.
No,
I just am. And you watch all those Taken movies, and they were asking him about it. It was just grueling. He goes, I'm 60-something. I'm almost 70 years old. I shouldn't be doing this run through a train. I did not see this happening.
I love that you did that though. Like, it's pretty cool to see people that aren't like Chris Hemsworth and stuff like that. Like normal looking dudes doing that, like Bob Odenkirk with the Nobody movies.
Dude, I love Nobody.
Oh my god, and Nobody too, right? Oh, me neither. But I don't think he intended to be an action star either.
No, I think a lot of them, and especially like you look at all the older guys in Game of Thrones, and those guys are Shakespearean trained actors.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're doing stuff on TV. They're like, I never thought I'd be gutting a princess in it. You know what I mean? But like we were talking about, even with ships, we're blessed. I worked, I'm booked solid for 2 years now.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work. But I wasn't aiming for ships when I got out.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were doing TV and everything else you can do, but this business takes you in so many different places. And
you just go with it.
And if you don't layer what you do, you won't work.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got to layer. My whole career I've layered from starting playing the piano and then moving into musical theater and Broadway and tours and then television and then this.
Yeah.
But those kind of credits allowed me to do what I do now.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus they teach you to be a professional too. You know what I mean? If you're doing all of those different things, you're obviously working all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a whole different vibe between comics. Notice it the most, I think. A lot of comics come in and like, I'm working on a ship. And a lot of them don't understand it's a job and it's a profession. And it's a corporate gig.
It's a corporate gig. Right. Oh, exactly. Yeah. And you're always on.
Right. And people kind of miss the boat on that sometimes. So the people that stick around the longest are the ones that understand the business from one line to another because it changes. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You
have a great voice, dude.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to see some of your stuff this morning before we recorded. So I saw some of the YouTube and some of that stuff.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You have a really great voice. I can't wait to see the show.
I was told my other show I do called Sing Us a Song is more about my journey with the piano and my career and stuff like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
It's kind of an inspiring tale, I've been told, which I never set it out to be. I just wanted to sing these songs I like without introducing them and make it a musical. But my whole schooling, college, my teachers told me, you can't sing. You're never going to work. Give up. You're never going to get to Broadway. Oh, yeah. Never, 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 never. And I was like, all right, I'll show you.
That's
and I did it. Oh, yeah.
You really have a good voice. I'm not just bullshitting.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So when I watched it, especially when I see guys do tribute shows, a lot of times they can't sing. And it's just the gimmick. They're pushing the gimmick.
Or they can't play the piano.
Right. And it's just whatever they can. They kind of look like Elton John, or they kind of look like Freddie Mercury is a great one.
Oh, yeah.
I see a lot of guys look like Freddie Mercury, and nobody can sing like Freddie Mercury.
No, hell no. The Elton thing, I'll dive into that for a second. I fell into that. I had never done Elton. My whole life I've been told I look like Elton John. I've played the piano since the 2nd grade. I was a Billy Joel guy. I've met Billy a couple times. I got to thank him for teaching me to play and sing and write without even knowing he gave me a hug. He said I made him feel like a proud father. It was one of the best moments in my life. Elton I haven't met, but I've always been told you look like him, and so I was doing dueling pianos on a different cruise line before I was a guest entertainer. And people would say, you kind of look like Elton John. Will you play this song? And I started to learn his material.
Right.
Then I moved back to New York to do a show that was supposed to go to Broadway and failed and didn't get there. So I was playing dueling pianos in Hell's Kitchen. And this guy who does a lot of Billy Joel said to me one night, he goes, I'm supposed to do this bar mitzvah and I can't. You ever done Elton John? I was like, well, I could dress up like him and play the 90 minutes, whatever. I don't have to talk or anything.
Right.
So I did that gig. It was fun. That was it. A couple years later, coming out of the pandemic, I was working on riverboats, and this woman came up to me. She saw my other show on that boat because I wasn't doing Elton. And she said, how come I don't know who you are? Have you lived in New York? I said, yeah. I said, I don't know why you don't know who I am. She said, well, I run a theater called Urban Stages. We have a music festival going on in December. I want you to come do this show there. And I said, great.
Yeah.
So I went and did it. It's got some originals in it. When I was done, this little guy comes up to me. He goes, I like your writing. You're a really good writer. I said, thank you.
That's great.
He said, my name's Kenny Passarelli. And I knew the name for some reason. He said, I wrote Rocky Mountain Way with Joe Walsh.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, and he starts talking to me. He goes, does anyone ever tell you look... Now, there's no Elton music in that show whatsoever.
Okay.
Does anyone ever tell you look and sound and play like Elton John? I said, my whole life I've been getting that. He said, I was his bass player in the 70s. This is the guy that played Dodger Stadium in 75.
Oh, no way.
He's on 3. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. I mean, that's awesome. Why I knew his name.
Yeah.
And he said, you remind me of being on stage with Elton. You should think about doing a tribute show.
Right.
So I threw that together. A couple months later, I had done blind mailings for agencies to do this kind of work. And I only had the one show. And when I was on the phone with my current agency, Don Casino, they said, do you have a second show? And I lied.
Sure.
I said, yeah.
Of course you did.
I do an Elton John show. I love that. And they said, oh, what's it called? Lied. Benny and the Rest. Made it up. Benny and the Rest.
That's my favorite.
Oh, do you have any footage? I said, do you have a band? I said, yes, I do. Don't have a band. Do you have any footage? I said, we have a gig in 2 weeks. I'd love to get you some new footage. It's going to be a great show. Okay. I hung up. I called all the musicians I knew in Rochester.
Right.
Got a booker on the phone. I was like, I need a venue.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Karen's podcast with you. A lot like her first time.
Yeah.
Mine was out at an outdoor biker bar.
Okay.
And I was like, we are going to get killed. We are going to get killed. And Elton John. Yeah. So we start the show. I like to start with a couple songs and then talk.
Right.
Because you never see Billy Joel come out in the garden and go, hey, everyone, I'm Billy Joel. What's going on? We're going to do some... No. Hit him with some music first. So I did that, and I don't know why I tried this. So we finished the first 2 songs, then I introduced the show, and I was doing a slight British dialect, and then I quickly gave it up.
Right.
And at intermission, the band's like, were you trying to talk like Elton John? I was like, no.
No.
What were you guys listening to? No. And then I quickly figured out, I don't need to do that. They know I'm not him.
Right.
I look enough like the guy. I don't do the kitschy 70s stuff. Velour, feathers in it. I call myself Elder Statesman Elton. I dress kind of like he dresses now. Okay. It's about the music, my love of him, and that concert experience. There's not a lot of talking in my show. It's just hit after hit after, because there's so much good music.
Oh, he's got tons.
And I love playing it. But that's how I got into the Elton portion of my, and I love it. I've been doing almost 4 years now. I've been doing Elton shows. I love it.
Well, it's great. It's smart. There's going to be a market. There'll be a market for it for a long time.
Yeah, I hope so.
And then out here in the ships is a great way to come out here for, you do a couple of weeks or whatever, and you go back home, and they're putting more and more ships up. I mean, there's tons of ship work. So.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and it's great. And to have a solid tribute show like that with someone like Elton that everyone knows. That's the cool thing about music is it never really goes away. You know what I mean? Like if you and like the really like Elvis tributes are still
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm always amazed at how young kids are. Like sometimes I'll look out and see some kids, and they're singing along to I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Yeah.
And they're not. Yeah. That song came out in '83. It's amazing.
It's the power of music, though. Like it's there's songs I remember. Plus, there's a lot of songs that have been redone by people for years that you don't realize that are 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You that Zeppelin did on their album. That song's been around a long time, and Miley Cyrus did a great version of it a few years ago.
Yeah, she did.
It was amazing. But that song's older than Zeppelin. I don't think Zeppelin wrote that song. That's an old blues song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old blues rhythm. It's been around a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy how music can do that.
I know, but it's great because they're like that's why so many different generations hear it, and so many and it'll come back. And a good song just never dies.
No, and you know what the really cool power of music is? I think it's such a unifier. It doesn't matter,
right?
Your race, religion, politicals, whatever. For that 45 minutes, everyone is just there for that music.
Well, it brings everybody. It's a memory thing. It brings you back to a moment.
Yeah.
Like a million songs I'll hear, and I'll just think of the Backwoods. Like we partied in the back in high school. We were the back roads guys.
Yeah.
We always went to the back roads. So they're just standing around our fields with a fire and a keg. And
what was your music of choice?
We bounced around a lot, man. But it was for some reason in the back road. I'm a big metal guy. I like metal. But in the back roads, we listened to a ton of country. It was Alabama and tons of Hank.
Okay,
My
yeah.
was a huge Hank fan.
Really?
In fact, I was dipping
senior or junior?
Junior.
All right.
We played a little senior sometimes out of respect who we played.
Sure.
He loved Hank Jr. and he loved Alabama Skinner. A lot of the
good stuff.
But he loved, and my buddy Gerber he was into everything he got us into everything from the Clash to. Then it was Zeppelin. It got heavier. He was a big punk guy too. He got into Sex Pistols.
Cool, man.
Backroads was usually country because then everybody knew the songs and everybody, it was fun. Yeah, I was dipping back then. It was
I did that as a kid. My grandpa used to chew, and he would every now and then when I was like 5, give me a little bit.
That's such a gross.
Horrible.
We used to do it all the time. I look back now, it's such a disgusting habit. So gross.
I can't do it, man. I tried to start smoking in college, and it did not take.
Good.
I wanted it to. It just didn't.
I smoked heavy cigarettes for a long time, and I quit. I quit hard. I can't remember last time. Well, I remember last time I had cigarettes. It was in Vegas years ago. But now I can't. I used to smoke like 2 packs a day.
Holy cow! Wow.
I've been off them a long time, and then I was on cigars for a while. But I had some dental surgery a few weeks ago, and now I don't like cigars. Like I lit one the other day, and I'm like.
Think of the money you're saving.
I'm thinking about it. No, I already gave away all the cigars I had in my house. I had all the stuff, I bought the cutters. Things. But I know a guy where I watch football, and he does all that, so I just brought all the shit over there. I go, here's some cutters and lighters, and enjoy. And now, cool. Plus, it's another thing I don't have to pack. When I travel, I used to carry them with me because.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because I didn't smoke every day, but after my show, I would smoke a cigar.
Sure.
And usually once a week, I'd have a cigar, and I hated buying them in the ports because you were either overpriced or they were crappy.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I knew a good cigar and a bad cigar.
Yeah.
And if I paid $35 for a cigar that was crap, I would be angry.
I only smoke the crap ones when I do, and it's at the track with my dad.
Oh,
that's the only time.
That's a great place to smoke a cigar.
It's the best place to do it.
Is it horse racing or dog racing?
Horse racing.
Okay.
Horse races. I know nothing about them. My dad can tell you every detail about every jockey, every owner, every trainer, and then he'll be on his twin spires every day betting. And then I bet the big races.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. I just choose a name I like or a number or a color.
Right.
And then I win and he loses and he can't understand it.
Yeah. He does all the research.
I love him though.
That's great. Yeah, I got a buddy who's a big track guy. I'll go for fun. I haven't been there in years though. But I would bet. It's like Vegas. I used to bet football every week. I had a book.
I do that. Well, I use the apps. But
yeah, I stopped doing the gambling. I stopped. I remember the day I quit. I've always told this. I told the story before.
You had dental surgery, and then you hated betting.
I hated betting. I had dental surgery.
It cures everything.
No, it was just so much work. I would spend so much time. And
yeah.
I was in Hawaii, and I was losing the game. And I was in Hawaii for the first time, swimming. I'm like, this is the greatest ever. And a boat went by. It was playing the Thursday night game. And I had bet the Bills giving 14.
That's my team.
And the Jets were killing them at the time. It was a long time ago. Jets were up by 12. It's almost halftime. I'm like, motherfucker. My first thought is, I got to get out of the water and hedge my bet. I got to save the bet. Then my second thought is, I'm in Hawaii.
Right.
And now I'm going to go sit in a hotel room and do football research.
Look at the Bills.
Yeah, how stupid was that? Are you really a big Bills fan?
Oh, yeah, man. My host since 1980.
Oh, Rochester, of course. That makes sense.
Yeah, the Four Falls, I went through that disaster.
Dude, I feel for you.
And now we've got, I hope we don't have the curse from, what's that show on HBO?
The Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, because they've been on this season.
Well, we were on it last year, and we had the midseason implosion.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bears fan. So But you guys, man, you guys are good. You guys are right there. Those Chiefs,
our preseason games haven't showed anything. You guys killed us. You're a Bears fan?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we
38-0.
We beat the Chiefs yesterday. We were down 27-10.
Good.
We came back and won that game 29-27. Yeah. But it was all the backups, and it was the kid we just signed for our backup kid. We have a real good story for a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the kid that played Division III, walk in to try out, and he's been around. He's been our backup for years.
And he's got the gig.
Yeah, he gets better every year.
Well, that's what you need.
So they gave him a couple $1 million, his first big contract. He was did the conference crying. It was a whole deal.
I still have from when I was a kid. I was a G.I. Joe fan in the 80s, and I still have my refrigerator Perry that you had to mail away from G.I. Joe action figure.
Oh, no way,
and
really?
It came with like a steel-looking football on the end of a big chain handle thing you put in his hand, kick people's ass with.
I was never a G.I. Joe guy. I was a Big Jim. That was the knockoff.
Oh, Big Jim, yeah.
I got Big Jim.
Yeah.
Discount G.I. Joe. Well, you got to be excited about this year. Well, that's good, man. We'll see how the Bills do this year, man.
We'll see. I'm not going to get excited.
It's funny. I know that Josh Allen's aunt. I know. Loosely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was an assistant to a manager in L.A.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because he's from out there.
Yeah, and she was talking one day somewhere. She's like, yeah, my cousin might get drafted or whatever. And Rick is like, who's your cousin? She goes, Josh Allen. He goes, the quarterback from Wyoming? That's your nephew? This is his nephew. Yes, my nephew. Is he good? Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. And smart move for the Bills, by the way, drafting him. He played in Wyoming. Of course, he's been able to play well in Buffalo. Same type of weather,
Yeah.
We're doing great. Whatever. That guy, I don't want to talk football all the time, but I love that kid, Josh Allen.
He's a good guy too for the community.
Dude. Also, here on a side note, what a great fan base.
Oh yeah, Bills Mafia. Come on.
Bills Mafia is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Other teams love that fan base. I've heard,
And now they're playing Elton. It's my day in here.
It's all meant to be.
Oh man.
So where do you go after Celebrity?
That's a good question. I go home just for a couple days, and then I go out to New Mexico to do a kind of a one-off. I do this show sometimes called The Greatest Piano Men.
Okay.
My buddy Donnie Kurt, the Billy Joel guy I was telling you about. It's Billy Joel, Elton, a Liberace who's out of this world,
wow,
and a guy that does Stevie Wonder, Little Richard, and Ray Charles. He's out of Vegas.
Okay.
And Peter Peterkins is his name. He's incredible.
Wow.
And it's a 90-minute just like celebrating all the hits of these guys. And we all play together, and we play their own hits. And
that's a good time.
It's a fun time, man. And the musicians are like Broadway guys who have been around forever. Our bass player toured with Dr. John when he was like 18. These guys they've played with Elton for real. So it's a thrill to do that. And then right back to ships. I think Princess is my next cruise line.
Okay.
Just a short Vancouver to San Francisco.
Dude, I love those old school old school musician guys that have been around a long time, play with anyone.
Oh yeah.
There used to be a time when on all the cruise ships, they were all on the ships. They were on the side bands and stuff, and they could just throw a show together. We're gonna do a blues set, okay?
Yeah.
And they go, let's do Watchtower, but let's do the version from '67. No, the festival, the thing, Alabama. Yeah, 2, 3, and they
know it.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
I'm thrilled when I get on a ship and there's older musicians that I know are pretty good and seasoned.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen all the time, but like in my other show, sometimes they'll want another song at the end if I've done my job correctly, and we don't plan anything. And I've had to come out and be like, do you guys know I saw her standing there in E? And they're like, yeah. And we just off to the races, and it's fun.
That's great. That's very cool. God, I've always admired that talent too, to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I picked up on a lot of that doing dueling pianos, like just having to jump in and play a song you might not even know.
Did you learn by ear?
Yeah, you have. Well, originally, no. I took lessons. I asked for lessons in second grade. My mom says I asked in kindergarten. But second grade, I started lessons, and I took for 6 years. And I hated playing classical. And then I learned rock and roll. Right. And then that was it. So, I mean, I'm 49 now, so I started when I was 7. I've been playing 42 years.
Jeez. Wow, right on.
But I only took lessons till 13.
Okay.
And then the piano just kind of was on. I didn't sing with it. It was all just kind of on the back burner. Right. And dueling pianos, when I got out of college, I got my degree in musical theater, and I got hired to go open the Animal Kingdom at Disney. They were doing a new stage musical of The Jungle Book.
Oh, wow.
Live action, and I was Baloo. Really cool. I got to play Baloo the bear.
Oh, did you really?
My face, it wasn't like you were covered up. My face was exposed. I was singing, and they had dueling pianos down there. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. I was like, I think I could do that, but I just didn't have the balls to do it.
Right.
And then years later, I went back in 2014. I had been on the road with Les Miserables, and they didn't take me to They didn't take a bunch of us to Broadway. And I was like, screw New York. And I went back down to Florida, and I did Finding Nemo the musical. And I saw they were having auditions for dueling pianos, and I thought, yeah, maybe. And it was only for part-time.
Right.
And I went in, and they offered me a full-time contract.
Right.
And so I was doing 2 full-time jobs, and I fell in love with just playing rock and roll, and I feel so comfortable and at home. I'm talking a lot here, but I'm a pretty quiet guy. But when I get on stage and behind that piano, there's something that just like, I'm infused with this energy. That's where I'm supposed to be. And that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm sad I found it so late in life.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, the dueling part, you mean? Or
any of it. I wish I had started in my 20s.
Oh, because, you said you've basically been doing the Elton thing for 4 years.
Yeah. Until then, though, it was theater and television as an actor.
Okay.
I was I can't dance, but I was the dance captain of the Les Mis tour for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I've been on Broadway. I did a Stephen Sondheim show on Broadway. Where I had to play a piano, oddly enough. We played our own instruments. But that's, it's always been there. The piano has always been my co-pilot.
Yeah, your co-pilot.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, but it's even though you found it late in life, now it's a
I love it.
To have, you know what I mean? Now you're riding out now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Big time.
Are you you're married or anything?
No, I have a new girlfriend who I adore.
Cool.
We've been dating about 4 months now.
All right.
She's a muggle. I've never dated a normal person.
You've never dated?
No. It's always been somebody in show business, and they're lunatics.
Okay.
I love you all, exes, but you're lunatics.
Yeah.
But no, it's so nice. She supervises an oncology lab in Buffalo. She owns a house. She has kids. It's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and she's never cruised, so I can't wait to.
Take her on a cruise.
Get her on a cruise. Yeah.
That's how I got a girlfriend now. We've been dating. It's been about a year, I think.
Nice.
It's been a little over a year, but she's a muggle.
Yeah.
But she's a nurse, travel nurse.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But she's got a little bit of showbiz kind of in her. She wants to do extra work on zombie films.
Okay.
If I could just walk around and pretend to be a zombie, that would be the coolest gig ever. I'm pretty sure I can get you that gig in L.A. Actually.
Being on some of these ships is good rehearsal for that.
Yeah.
The way you walk around.
Yeah. You're slowly trying not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wander your way around the hallway.
There's a lot of moaning and weird sounds sometimes.
For some reason, there's 5 people across the hallway in front of you. You're like, there's plenty of room for all of us here. Can we all?
That's awesome, though. That's great.
No, that's good, man. Well, good. Yeah, bring her on a cruise. I met Diana on a cruise, and I bring her every once in a while. So
nice,
It's probably the whole reason we made it work, because I travel so much. I'm never home.
Never home, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of how. But at the same time, it gets so lonely out here, doesn't it? Like, I told her since this is the do your insulin part of the show, and I'm diabetic. I can say that.
Yeah.
But I was so lonely out here for 3.5 years, and now, even though I'm still alone out here, I don't feel as lonely.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It's nice.
That's really great. That's good. That helps then.
Yeah.
I got used to being alone. I just found stuff to do.
Oh, sure.
It's on here. It's harder because some of the other lines I do more shows. I'll do 5 to 7 shows a week.
Right.
But here it's only 3.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll literally go 4 days in a row without a show, and you're just like.
I've been telling them. I'm like, if you want me to play a set in that lounge, I'll gladly do that. But nope.
Yeah, I offered once at a crossing because they were having something happen, and I was like, I got another adult show. I got another family show if you want it for that matter.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's good to know. I was like, all right, but they never.
Celebrity has me do Liars Club every now and then, which is new for me, and I love it.
Liars Club's great.
I love doing Liars Club. I
love doing Liars Club. Well, I studied improv in Chicago, so I usually.
Which improv? You mentioned that at dinner. Which improv?
Well, I did the I.O. or the Improv Olympic.
Okay.
Which is where Del Close is where I went to study with. I studied with Del. So Del came out of Second City, started I.O. with Sharna. Then I.O. spurned off Adam McKay, and that's where UBG came from.
Ah.
Or UCB, I'm
UCB,
sorry.
yeah.
Those guys came out of there. They all studied with Dell. So I went to Chicago to study. Specifically, I went back to Chicago to study with Dell.
No, I wanted to study when I was up in Toronto with Les Mis. I wanted to study at Second City.
That's a great town too to
but
study.
I just couldn't. Like the time didn't work out. But when I was in college, we started an improv group. We'd do a show at midnight on Saturdays in the Opera House downtown.
Right.
And a guy from Chicago, I can't remember his name, is Comedy Sports.
Yeah.
Came in
That
and
was a
kind of
big deal,
trained us. Yeah. It was fun. I loved doing it.
I loved improv. Well, improv made me a better comic and a better actor.
Sure.
It's all about listening. You know, you learn about listen and react. Yep. You're not planning anything. You just literally react on the spot.
Yeah.
You know, which was great. So, yeah, I loved it. In Chicago, there was improv all over the city. And then we were doing I started writing. We started writing and directing sketch shows all over the city.
Oh, really?
So part of my improv group, we started a sketch group. So I would do improv half the week, sketch the other half, and I would only do that for 3 months at a time, and then go on the road for 3 months. Because by then I was still doing I was doing road.
Wow, man, you were doing it all.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of stuff. And that's where I met my now ex-wife. So she did Dell class, and she was in the sketch groups for me, and she worked in the industry all the way up until we moved to LA.
Wow.
And then she got out.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and we did IO a little bit. I did improv in LA a little bit, but now at that point I was trying to make money, and I just didn't have the time. Improv is all free. You know
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a rehearsal once a week, a show at least twice a week, 2 nights a week. And by then I'm working at a writing job. I was starting to get commercials, and I'm like, I can't
do it anymore.
Yeah. So I just quit.
I've always appreciated comedy. A couple times I threatened myself. I would go to like an open mic when I lived in New York City and sit in the back and be like, maybe I'll get up there. I never did. My manager is an old comedy manager named Roger Paul. Do you know Roger
at
all?
Roger Paul.
Roger's my manager.
Yeah, all right.
For TV and film and stuff. And he's always like, you should do comedy. You should do comedy. But I just don't. But I during the pandemic, I didn't want to do piano shows online for money. That's what most piano players were doing. And I was like, nobody's making money. And I was like, what would I do if I could? And I put together a show that was kind of like Saturday Night Live, kind of like Tonight Show. It was a blend of stuff. And I would write a cold open sketch and film it all week and drive my family and my girlfriend at the time nuts. Then I would write a monologue the day before, so it was current, and film it just the night before I was going to air it and do the final edit. I called in guest entertainer favors. I had a band I called the Remotes because they would record for me all over the country, and I would put music into the show. And I put together like 8 one-hour shows over the pandemic. It was a lot of work, but I learned so much about writing and crafting a show. And
it's fun, man. I like it.
Part of me misses doing it, but
it's a huge creativity thing. Once you get into a mode, it's kind of like you just keep going. You know what I mean? Like I'm like that. Like it's funny. Like I'm lazy and I won't want to write or I won't want to work on my videos. But then when I start working, I can't stop. I'm really.
And do you find if you set yourself a solid deadline too?
I got to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
It helps because I could work forever if I don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, and then you burn yourself out, and that's when I'm right back in the position I was before.
I think you get a little more creative too when you do have that deadline. Even if you don't have it, somehow you come up with the ideas.
Yeah.
And you fine tune it. And my window was always 2 weeks. I had to put the shows together.
Yeah, I've always worked better under
the gun.
Yes. Yeah. Whereas it has to be like writing submissions. I was always good about those in LA. After I had a writing job, I did submissions in about 6 or 7 shows. And they would be, I need a submission by Thursday. No problem. And I would spend 2 days. Put together a whole package. Bam, bam, bam. There you go. Sketches, jokes, the whole spiel. And I seem to move, and I look back at that stuff now and I go, that stuff's pretty good. Actually,
yeah, amazing, man. Good for you.
It was fun. This battery's going to die.
Oh. We got an email from my agency a couple months ago about like people using headshots that are really old and not to be using any AI-generated images.
Right.
And I generated an image of me at a piano dressed as Elton.
Yeah.
And Elton. And we're high-fiving like across the piano. And I sent that to my agency, and I was like, so I can't use this anymore?
You should use that as your, that should be your marquee picture on the show. You know what I mean? When they go to see, they're on tonight? Oh, my God. He knows Elton.
It was, it always screws up hands. The first time it generated the image, I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then I was like, what's that? And I zoomed in, and there's a hand, like just a hand, like it looks like Thing. from the Addams Family,
Right.
with a microphone on its thumb for some reason, just like between us.
Well, there's a couple of things you can catch. Like if you look close on some, it's the whole right hand, left hand thing that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
They'll both have they have two left hands.
Six fingers.
Yeah, stuff like that happens a lot.
Those robots don't know what they're doing.
No, because I started playing with the AI stuff a few weeks ago to do just like advertisements for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
You got a cool cartoon version of me that was done in AI.
Yeah?
AI, which I like a lot, yeah.
Were you using ChatGPT or?
ChatGPT, and I think I used Veed, and there's something else in there I use. A buddy of mine uses it's actually great. It's called Carl. He developed it. It's a comedy writing program with AI.
Oh, wow.
And he wrote a book about comedy writing, and he fed all of these things into it. He's got something called there's the 44, it's a HIT thing, it's a process he follows. He's a really good, his name's Mike Lucas. He's a guy out of Dallas, comic I've known for years. We used to do shows in Chicago together. He did Second City. He was a tour co.
Wow.
But he wrote this book, and he's got a really good mind for comedy writing and performing. He teaches a class. He's really good. But when he fed his thing into the system, now if you type an idea into the system, it'll spit out a whole bit. And I don't use the bits, but it helps me write.
It kickstarts you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can go, all right, change this. Let's do that. Oh, how about if I go this way? Say having a writing partner.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where somebody just I can go, oh, great, that's awesome, and come up with a couple of jokes.
I don't mind that.
No, I liked it a lot. There's one bit I'm doing now off it, the AI, the smart TV bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of that came from that. And there's a part I'm not doing right now, but that's where a big part of that came from that.
Wow. That's a good use.
But it's good if you I think it's, a lot of people could use it and just take the material and do it. But I think you could tell. It's a little generic. It's kind of like that. You said, "Hi, so Jason, what did you have for lunch today?" You know, there's a little part of it.
Yeah, there's a little weird.
Yeah, there's a fake feel to it.
When those videos were coming out earlier this year after that Google conference of the actors and scenes and stuff,
yes.
You could tell. I mean, it looked great, but there was something about the delivery. There's that humanness that just isn't there.
Dude, they're getting closer though on some of this. These deep fakes are pretty scary. I mean, they're really intense.
Very intense, yeah.
Also, it's almost, I don't know if you notice this on social media, it's not just videos and deep fakes, but I'm getting weird posts on my Facebook and my Twitter and just weird posts. I'm like, what? I don't get it.
Where's that? Yeah.
What is this for and why? And
yep.
It's always like a story. Man walks in. When Jessica was 6 years old, I go, why do I care about Jessica and how old she is? And why am I getting this? And they all have the same generic feel to it.
Yeah.
Where she overcame the odds, or they go heavy left or right.
Right, yeah.
And that's why...
You're like, that can't be real.
He knew then the Democrats are lying, or the deep state, or deep,
I saw a video popped up on my threads the other day. They raided John Bolton's home.
Oh, right,
and people were like, this was just on the news. And, it looked real until they find the USB drive hidden under his mustache and John Bolton's crying. But it looks so real, too, at the same time. I was like, somebody out there is believing this.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching this going, I knew it.
Yeah, that's the problem is that there's people that take it. I saw it.
Yeah.
There's a video. There's not a video.
It was in his mustache.
Yeah. They're going to have to find a way to police that somehow. Because this is probably disrespectful. There are too many stupid people in this country that just believe shit.
Yeah.
And they'll go, oh, no, it's totally true. And because now they can not only tell you a bullshit story, but they can give you bullshit backup sources.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where even if you dig, and nobody digs anymore, but if you did dig.
No, but if you did, you'd be... No, people believe stuff, and, it's... Hey, I ran with the idea as a kid. This is true.
Okay.
When I was a little kid and I saw The Wizard of Oz for the first time, I thought they started filming that movie and then color was invented in the whole world. And that's why the rest of the movie was in color. Like, the world was black and white while they were filming that movie. And then color was invented one day. And they're like, well...
Wait a second. Look what we've discovered.
So, I saw it. It must be true.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
We were Polish. Did I mention that? We are Polish.
We're Polish.
We are Polish people.
Well, that makes me think of it. Did you ever see it's an independent film called And Then God Spoke?
No.
It's a mockumentary of guys making an independent film.
Okay.
It's really funny.
I'll check it out.
It's very funny.
All right.
Weird. One guy's got a lot of money, of course. And it's almost like pseudo The Room. Are you familiar with The Room?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the movie they made after that, James Franco's movie they made off the real making of it. But this is almost kind of pseudo that thing. But there's a line in that movie that's the funniest line to me in the whole world. His funding gets pulled, and he's sitting there, and it's a story of the Ten Commandments, the whole deal. And he goes, well, he's talking to the documentary guys. Well, we're just going to have to make some adjustments. We shot the first half of the movie on a $9 million budget, and we're just going to have to be able to do the second half with $100,000. And I fell off my chair. It was so funny to me. Because the dynamic, and sure enough, the rest of the movie is them, Moses with a six-pack of Coke. And, it's just all these different cliches. And
I'll have to check that out.
It's kind of cute.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a real hard to find thing, but it's a real. If you're in the industry, it's really, really funny. There's so much stuff that you're like, oh my god, that's so funny. And if you've done independent theater and any independent film, and you always run into that one person that thinks they know everything, but they're the guy with the money. You know what I mean?
Well, Waiting for Guffman was that movie for me, coming from
yes!
theater. Oh
Great
my god,
movie. Great movie.
People laughing, and it was funny, but at the same time, it's like this is kind of how it is. Like this.
Dude, one of the funniest scenes in that movie to me is it's been a while since I've seen the movie. It was when Christopher Guest's character is leaving, and then comes back, and they're all clapping. And in the background is that who's the other character that was going to be in charge when he left? It's been too long for me to remember. But he's just standing there sad. Because the 4 minutes before that was everybody talking about how great he should be in charge. And now he's just like, just a sad look.
Yep.
They play it so real.
His movies, I can't wait. Spinal Tap 2 comes out in a couple weeks.
I can't wait.
And Elton's in it.
I can't wait. I was in a sketch group with Fred Willard. So
were you?
Yeah, he did a thing called the Mohos in North Hollywood. And we used to the deal was every Monday we got together and brought in material, and Fred's wife Mary would cold cast the scenes. I would come in and go, and there was a lot of people in it that had worked. Lou Wagner was an actor, been around for years. He was in it. Damn it, why am I drawing a blank right now? My buddy from T-Sean Shannon was the head writer on SNL for about 8 years.
Yeah, okay.
So he's been in and out. So he was in that group. His brother Charlie, who passed away. Great comedy people.
Wow.
And Fred was in it, of course. So you would give a sketch. You walk into Mary and go, here's the sketch. Okay. How many characters? So I go, it's 2 men, 2 women. Okay. So she walked through and she would cast it. So you would get a sketch that somebody wrote. And I always you would try to write new material every week and bring in sketches every week. I did a lot of those. And every time you wrote a sketch, you hoped she would get Fred in your sketch.
Yeah.
Because Fred made fucking everything funny. I mean, everything.
Yeah, he was a wizard.
I saw him read a dictionary once, and it was brilliant.
I met him once when I was doing Les Mis we were at the Amundsen Theater, and I was going in midday for a rehearsal, and there's that escalator up from the parking garage, and I was on it, and there dude ahead of me on the escalator, I didn't know it was him, and he turned around and goes, hey, excuse me, do you happen to work here? I was like, no, I'm in Les Mis. Oh, my wife and daughter saw it last night. They loved it. I'm doing a play, and can you take me to rehearsal? He didn't know how to get to the...
Oh, that's great.
It's like, this is Fred Willard. How amazing.
He was the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Just the nicest guy in the world. He was unbelievable. Him and his wife, I loved his wife, Mary. She passed away a few years after... She passed away after Fred passed. She reminded me of my mom a lot. She was just kind of no bullshit. You know what I mean? She was great. Something that wasn't funny, she would, you have to work on that, you know.
Wow, I didn't know she was a casting person, or
well, no, she only casted in the sketch group.
For that?
It was them. Her daughter Hope was in that class. There were a lot of people in that class. There were some people in that class that weren't in the industry, but they were like an accountant. I don't know how they found the class, but they were brilliant. They were just great actors and a great writer, and they started and ended up doing other things. But this one, and so we would do weeks of sketches, and then Mary would collect what she thought were the best, and we would do a show 2 or 3 times a year.
Wow!
And they had a theater over in Malibu they did, and another theater, and she would go, "We're going to do this and this and this." And we're like, "Okay, great." And you would show up, and you would be involved in the show, and it was a tight group of friends that she had. Like Lou Wagner to this day still has a New Year's Eve party.
Wow.
That a lot of people go to. And my friend Jeff Tully was in there. Jeff has been a showrunner, a bunch of cable stuff. His wife Bren, she wrote stuff. And it was a real close. It was a lot of friend group. It was a good. There was a lot of friends, and I missed it. It was just
sounds
amazing.
like a great time.
And Fred just happened to be there, or Fred was in the middle of all of it. But there was this guy named Eric that was a brilliant actor. He was so fucking funny. Everything he was in, he would kill me in. Everything.
Wow.
And Lou, you'd recognize Lou. He's he's been on a long time.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in dozens of things back in the 60s. And, you know, he's just a funny straight guy thing. It was fun. It was so much fun.
My parents would look at him and go, what did that guy play on? It was
those old school
they
character
love saying
guys.
play on.
Yeah. Those old school characters. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a good class. And there was some great stuff that came out of there, man. There was some really good. Those shows were a lot of fun. We do a little bit of improv at the end. You know, at the end of the show.
Would he join in?
Oh, of course. Yeah, Fred was the draw. People came out to see Fred.
Yeah, sure.
And he was so nice and gracious to the fans and stuff. I mean, you know, everybody was there to see Fred. You know.
Yeah,
Most of
sure.
Us, me, no, you know. Then we got friends that would come out to shows. But some people would follow us, the group, religiously. Everybody knew the Moho group. They were around.
They follow you around town.
Yeah, if we were in town, the same fans would show up. They would.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. There were a lot of working, and there were a handful of people. They were working actors. They worked all the time. You know, there were some writers. There's a guy named there. He went by Jimmy Pineapple was his stage name as a stand-up. His real name is James Lauderdale. I might be mispronouncing that. I probably am, but he's from New Orleans. He came out of Houston doing comedy, and he knew T-Shawn. And I worked with him in Texas years ago, but I met him in that group. And since then, we've been good friends. But I brought it up because every once in a while, he would do a dinner, and he was the most amazing Cajun chef.
Really?
Oh, my God. He had a whole 8-course meal planned out. He would
wow.
show up with a diet. We did it at T-Shawn's house a couple times, and it was the food was just unbelievable.
Spicy and unbelievable.
Oh, and rich, real hardcore
Yeah.
They were a great group of people. Everybody in that group was very cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of times you do theater stuff and there's a handful of people, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody in that room was always fun to be with. They were just nice people.
Les Mis, we traveled with, I think, 83 people, and it wasn't always...
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
No. It's a treat, and it was even more of a treat when you're in L.A., or New York would be the same way, because everywhere you go in L.A., it's a lot of industry. I want to act. I want to do this. Here's what I'm doing. It's very self-centered,
Yeah, it can be, sure.
So to find a comfortable group to hang with and be creative with, that's just very cool.
Well, it's like coming out here, too, doing what we do. I always feel like you're on some weird A-Team episode where you show up at the hotel, you get in that van the next morning with the other guest ents, and you're like sussing out everybody's skills, and do you get along with them, and how's this week going to be?
Yeah. Trying to lay. I always wear the headphones everywhere I go now because these have that kick where you can hear.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to hear.
Right.
So I'll just walk around. It saves me a lot of hassles. It's easier when they don't know who you are. And obviously I love the guests and I love the shows and I love all that. But, every once in a while, so how'd you get started? You're like,
Yeah, we have a lot of the same conversations over and over, right?
It's the same exact
Yep, same questions.
Right.
Yeah, I have days where I'll go out and I'll be very present on board. And then I have days where it's just...
Right.
It takes a lot of energy, and I'm not complaining about it, but it takes a lot of energy, too, and you're just exhausted after a couple days, and you just need to hide in your cabin.
I don't know how a cruise director does it.
Oh, I don't either.
I've talked about this before, and that is and I mean anybody in entertainment, but cruise director.
Yeah,
you are
and they have to be out there
everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just talk about draining. That's got to be a lot of work. And you do it. It's a new cruise every week. Same thing every week.
Turnover.
It takes a special person to do that, and I know so many cruise directors that are awesome, and they're great, but they must enjoy that downtime, man. It's,
they've got that vacation. Yeah, it does. You get a lot of, it is the same questions. And like I said earlier, for me, it's always, once they see me as Elton, it doesn't matter how many times they say my name. I'm Elton the rest of the week. Except one week, one woman, as I was walking past, she went, "Oh my God, you were," and I let them fumble for it a lot of the time. A lot of times I get Elvis. But I get that because
they're messing up the
Elvis
word.
And Elton, yeah. But this woman, said, "Oh my God, you were John Legend."
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I was John Legend, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, I was.
We'll get every once in a while. Some of the lunch is more than one comic. So I'll get people to come up to me and go, I love that bit you did about the beets when you went to the beet farm. I go, I do not have a beet farm. No, it was you. No, I think it was the other guy. He's a friend of mine. I know that bit. No, it was you. I'm like, you're right. It was me. I have the beet farm.
Okay, you got me.
You got me. I was lying.
But you guys, you comedians always get to, hey, I got a good joke you can use in your act, right?
Dude, I listen to people come up with a joke a lot of times, and I always listen.
Sure.
I know, I have a friend of mine, Stanley Ullman. You know who he is?
No.
He's an old school. He came out of New York, so I thought you might know him. He's been around a long time. He's in his late 80s now, I think. Doesn't really work. But he would, and he's an old school Catskills guy. So he literally knows every single joke that's ever been written. And he would stop people immediately. He'd go, I know, the bowling alley with the balls in the alley. Every single time. I go, Stanley, why don't you just hear them out, man? Why don't you give them their moment? No, I've heard these jokes a million times. He's a really sweet guy. I've heard it a million times. If I haven't heard it, I'll stop. But now, trust me, I've heard it. And he has. He's heard every single joke. Nope, that's the bear in the treehouse with the kid and the thing. The gumball. Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, he knew every single joke. But he wouldn't leave and let him finish the joke.
I get what songs I didn't play. What Elton songs I didn't do.
Oh, I could see that.
Which I feel bad about. I mean, there's only so much time, but I do feel bad when people are like, you didn't play Daniel, and that means a lot because you didn't do, I try to, I get a lot of people now. There's people on this cruise that just, they were like, we've seen you 5 times, and I felt bad. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, we ran into people before dinner last night, right?
Yeah. Those people. And I always feel bad, but I've started changing the Elton show.
Right.
Like every half a year now, I'll swap some songs out.
That's good, yeah.
And also for my own mental, like just to make the show a little bit different for myself.
Well, that probably helps also. You forget, because I'll get the same thing. Like when I'm playing Chicago in late October or early October, and that's where I'm from. And I usually tape my new recording there.
Right.
But I always go back and look at what I did before I was there. I'm like, I can't do the same. I can't do these jokes because I was there before. But they only see you once. It's not like they're seeing it every night.
Yeah.
So they're happy a lot of times. We're like, why don't you do this bit? They go, oh, I was just trying to do something different.
Yeah. And I think about that, like the number of times I've seen Billy at the Garden. And I know the show order.
Right.
There might be 1 or 2 every now and then that are different. But I know the show order. And I'm still thrilled.
Right.
Because it's like you were saying earlier, it's live.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, and it's different every time. Even if it's the same, it's different.
Well, I was always amazed when I'm a big Springsteen guy, too. I've seen him maybe 15, 16 times. But every time people always complain about the songs he didn't do, and I'm like, he's got 1 million songs.
And he's just played for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, what do you want? The only song he's played every night is Born to Run. That's the only one that he's done every single night. Everything else mixed up. And go back to Van Halen. Eddie used to play whatever the new album was, all of it. He played most of it. And he would open up with Unchained, and the next 3 songs were from the new album. And people go, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, no, let him play the new album. He always wanted to play the new music, yeah. And I was such a huge Van Halen fan. I loved it all the time. But it's so silly for people to complain about what they don't play.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they only. Good. They left you wanting more, which is part of the positive thing you want an entertainer to do.
Yeah.
And I was a guy that's seen, like, I've also seen Kiss a bunch of times. And Kiss had been doing the same show forever. Right. I didn't go see them the last tour because I'm like, I can't. It's the same show. It's literally the same.
Yeah.
13 songs. And the Stones kind of got there for a while.
Did they? I've never seen them live.
I've seen them a couple of times, and they were doing I saw a set list from their show, the last tour they did. And I was like, that's great. There was stuff on there I'd never seen. Because the last 2 times I had seen it, it was almost the same show. And I'm like, I get it. And it's the Stones.
But
you guys have a live, and I like some of the deep stuff. I like, there's some stuff I like.
I've tried deep cuts on the ship before. There's an Elton, it's a real banger. I think it's the 2nd track on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album called All the Girls Love Alice. All the Young Girls Love Alice.
Okay.
And it's a rocker. I mean, and he was playing that as a 2nd song at the beginning of the farewell tour. And I was like, I'm going to try that on the ship. So I would do Benny, and then I would do that song. And there'd be a few people who knew Elton and were like, yeah! But but the rest of the audience didn't want to hear about a lesbian teenage suicide. I don't understand. I don't get it.
See, that's what, like, I'm a big Springsteen fan, but I'm not as deep as some are. And I saw one Halloween show, and he came out and did an extra encore. And he goes, "This is a Halloween present for you." And he hit 3 chords, and half the place goes nuts. And I go, "What song is that?" And he's doing Kitty's Back. Oh, good, great, awesome. I don't remember Kitty's Back. It's from Darkness.
Wow.
It was way back. But he did Kitty's Back. And
Those are fun sometimes.
I loved it, man. I love seeing all the different stuff they do. Plus, Springsteen did covers all the time. He'd always do 1 or 2 covers.
I need to see him. He's somebody I need to see in McCartney.
God, I would love to see McCartney.
I saw him do 2 songs. I went to the last play at Shea, which was Billy Joel's concert before they tore down Shea Stadium.
Oh, right.
And he had it was 2 nights.
How cool is that?
I went on the second night, and he had special guests on both nights. You didn't know who was going to be there. My night, I saw Roger Daltrey, Garth Brooks, I think John Mayer, and then at the end of the show, they started vamping, and Billy was like, "Is he here? Did he make it? Ladies and gentlemen, Paul McCartney." And Shea Stadium went. I was like a little girl in the 60s screaming.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing a Beatle in Shea Stadium.
God.
And he did. I saw her standing there, and he closed the show with "Let It Be."
No shit.
Billy sat on the piano and just watched him sing and sang harmonies with him. And he's like, "I can't follow that. Good night, everybody."
Yeah.
And that was the last song.
So cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
What a show. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Oh, Stephen Perry. Not Stephen Perry. Stephen Aerosmith.
Tyler.
Steven Tyler came out and sang, too.
Okay.
That night. What a show.
Boy, those are memory shows for
Yeah.
me, man.
Yeah.
God, that's cool. Yeah, I would. I just had a thought. McCartney is supposed to be going back out, I think.
He is. I get updates all the time. He's never in a city that I'm near.
Dude, that
and
drives
off.
me crazy. I miss so much. I'm always looking and trying to find. Like the last time I saw Springsteen was I almost missed it because I was getting off a crossing on the Constellation. There was a delay. Blah blah blah. But it was the first show of the tour. This last tour. Because he canceled the other one because they got sick.
Right, yeah.
And it was in LA, and I go, "I got to go see the show." It's the first one. And the older they get, the earlier you want to go. I want to go early. Everybody's in good shape. Let's maybe 5 shows in, they got their rhythm or whatever.
Right.
But I saw the first night in LA.
And good.
Got there in time. It was a great show. And Patty was there, which Patty isn't touring with him anymore.
Yeah.
But she did Fever with him for the first time, which was great. So
I got to see Elton's first of the 3 last shows at Dodger Stadium.
no way.
I had a bit of a hookup. I was 15th row.
Oh, that's great. Even better.
It was
is this the
incredible.
recent run? My brother was at this.
The farewell tour.
My brother was on that. My brother had tickets to see what he thought was going to be the last show, but then it turned out to not be the last show.
The shows were on the 17th, 19th, and 20th.
Okay.
Were the 3 last ones there.
Okay.
And we went on the 17th, and I got an email the day before because I'm in the fan club, and like, if you're going to the shows on the 17th and the 19th, we'd love to maybe interview people for this document because they were going to do the live stream on Disney Plus on the 20th of the concert. Yeah. We're doing a little documentary that's going to air just before the concert. So I filled out the questionnaire, and they said, "We'd love to chat with you. If you can come to this gate number, blah, blah, blah." The friend I went with always says, she's always, when people say I look like Elton or whatever, she's like, "I don't see it. I don't see it."
What?
She's joking, but she's like, "I don't see it." So there was a big debate. I was like, do I dress like him? Nah, there'll be a lot of maniacs dressed like him for the interview. I'm just going to be me and dress like me. And I went, and everyone in their interviews I heard talking was about just like what a fan they were of him, blah, blah, blah. But I talked about what I've learned from him as a piano player and a performer.
Oh, that's great.
And my friend was like, while you were talking, the producers were like nodding and said, "You're going to be on it." I was like, I don't know. We go into the concert. People are taking pictures, like as we're walking to our seats, sneaking pictures of me, elbow, and I'm just dressed, suit coat, my glasses, like.
Right.
One lady came out, she's like, "Are you kidding me?" She was so drunk. She's like, "You look just like him. I gotta get a picture. My brother's the bass player for Daughtry." She takes a picture. Mid-concert, this guy comes out because they were testing the camera angles for the live stream in a couple days. He sits down next to my friend. He's got the backstage pass on, and I see him look over at me. He looks on stage, and then he starts talking to my friend, and they're laughing, and I'm Leave On is going on. I love that song, so I'm paying attention to Leave On.
Yeah.
And at the end of the concert, I said, what did that guy say?
I love that song.
She's like, he works for Elton. He said, I've worked for Elton for 20 years. I know he's up on stage. I look next to you, and I could have swore to God that was him. And she said to him, that's my friend. I don't see it. And he started laughing. And so I watched the live stream on the 20th, and I was in the documentary. I had like a minute of me, so I'm part of his history of that final concert.
So cool.
It was amazing. Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah. But
Dude, you've got some really rich stories. That's
I've got no money, and I've got tons of stories in my life. Like, it's all I've got.
All right.
It's all I've
That's
got.
all you need.
But that's a good life, I think.
It's a great life.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, this part recorded. I may have lost half of this,
Amazing.
but this is good. If you want to plug anything socials-wise, do it right to the camera.
Yeah, you can follow me at the Jason O. It's THE Jason O. And my website is thejasono.com. I've got my EP coming out this fall. It's called Rely on Me. So watch for that. I'm very excited about that. And that's it.
Bam. All right, Jason, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks. You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.